I've taught grain marketing for 15 years in one way or another. And I always like to start with cost of production, with your income statement and your balance sheet. And I think that no marketing plan is complete without thinking about your balance sheet, specifically how much working capital you have. Working capital is either cash on hand, it's inventory, grain inventory, it is prepaid inputs, it's receivables, it's things that are minus your short-term debt, minus your balance on your operating line or any other short-term obligations. So you can think of it as the cash you have available over the next year. And the reason that this is so important is that tells you how much risk you can take as a grower. If you have a lot of working capital, then you can take a lot of risk. You can afford it because if you set up a marketing strategy that doesn't work out, it fails, you take a lot of risk and it fails catastrophically, you can afford it because you've got the cash. But, and this is what's really important, if you are a young or beginning or weak balance sheet farmer, and this applies to a lot of today's largest farms because commonly we'll see farms that are 15 or 20,000 acres, they rent 95% of that. If you're one of those farms, you probably don't have a lot of equity, you don't have a lot of working capital. And so for you, you've got to play small ball. It's a term that comes out of the movie and book Moneyball. You've got to emphasize singles and doubles over home runs because you can't afford to strike out. A lot of times young producers, beginning producers, they see old, successful farmers and think, I've got to be really aggressive if I'm ever going to catch up with them. But in marketing, it's not true. The reason is you can't afford to be wrong. So a key point, particularly in times like now with very tight or negative profit margins, is understanding having a very disciplined marketing plan that places the emphasis on taking profits when they're available, not trying to hit home runs. Hit singles and doubles is most important, particularly for young and beginning farmers.